Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Several are killed and wounded in a series of Israeli raids on areas in the Gaza Strip as the occupation army intends to demolish homes in 2 camps in the West Bank amid international appeals and calls for help. And Washington and Kyiv sign an agreement to exploit minerals, oil and gas in Ukraine, and the Ukrainian president welcomes the agreement. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Dr. Andrzej Duda, President of the Republic of Poland, on his country's National Day. The death toll from the ongoing Israeli airstrikes on several areas in Gaza today has risen to 30 Palestinians. 10 Palestinians, including children and women, were killed and others were injured as a result of the Israeli occupation bombing of 2 homes in the central and northern Gaza Strip. The Palestinian Ministry of Health said that 2 Palestinians were killed and others were injured as a result of Israeli aircraft bombing a home in the Sheikh Radwan neighborhood northwest of Gaza City. It added that drones targeted areas in the Zaytun neighborhood east of Gaza City. In the central Gaza Strip, Israeli warplanes targeted a home in Al Burej refugee camp, killing 7 Palestinians. Another person succumbed to his wounds after an Israeli airstrike targeted his family's home in Khan Yunis, south of the Gaza Strip. The Israeli occupation army intends to demolish more than 100 homes in the Tul Karam and Nur Shams camps in the West Bank. Popular communities and institutions in the Tul Karam and Nur Shams camps stated that the occupation issued a decision contrary to international humanitarian law to demolish 58 homes in Tul Karam camp and 48 homes in Nur Shams camp. These committees and institutions have appealed and called for help to the international community to pressure the occupation authorities to halt their aggression and settlement activity in the West Bank. They also condemned the systematic destruction and displacement of residents in the Tul Karam and Nur Shams camps, including the expulsion of residents and the demolition and burning of Palestinian homes. The government of Malta has confirmed the safety of all passengers on board the Freedom Flotilla ship, which was carrying aid to Gaza and was attacked by drones in international waters off its coast. From its part, the International Committee of the Red Cross stated that the humanitarian response in the Gaza Strip is on the verge of total collapse due to the ongoing Israeli bombardment and the denial of food aid. The ICRC explained that if aid deliveries do not resume, it will be unable to obtain the food, medicine, and life-saving supplies necessary to ensure the continuity of many of its programs in Gaza. The Syrian presidency stated that the Israeli airstrike near the presidential palace in Damascus constitutes a dangerous escalation. Damascus asserted that the Israeli attack reflects the continued reckless actions that seek to destabilize and exacerbate security crisis, targeting national security and the unity of the Syrian people. It called on the international community and Arab countries to stand with Syria in confronting these aggressive attacks. Washington and Kyiv signed an agreement to exploit minerals, oil and gas in Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky welcomed the agreement, describing it as fair and providing an opportunity for significant investment in Ukraine. He emphasized that the agreement does not stipulate debts that Ukraine must repay to the United States, as U.S. President Donald Trump had initially intended. He explained that its goal is to establish a fund to invest in Ukraine and generate revenue. This agreement came after weeks of tensions that had overshadowed the relationship between U.S. President Donald Trump and his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelensky, following a meeting between the two that had hindered the signing of the agreement at the time. One person was killed and about 30 others were injured in a Russian drone attack on the city of Zaporizhia in eastern Ukraine. Ukrainian authorities said Moscow launched 10 airstrikes on the city, damaging homes, dozens of residential buildings, and infrastructure sites. Rescue teams pulled out several people trapped under the rubble in the attack. Russia also launched approximately 150 drone attacks in other Ukrainian regions. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense said it intercepted about 64 drones, while the others failed to reach their targets due to electronic jamming. Oil prices rose today after China welcomed talks with the United States, raising hopes for a de-escalation in the escalating trade war between the world's two largest economies. Brent crude future rose 42 cents to $62.55 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures rose 43 cents to $59.67 a barrel. China's trade ministry said Beijing is evaluating an offer from Washington to hold talks on the 145% tariffs imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump, indicating a potential de-escalation of trade tensions that have rattled global markets and disrupted supply chains. Still to come in our news bulletin. As part of the documentary series A Story from Oman, the National Museum launches the documentary film Mudira. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. With the digital expansion and the impact of social media on society, the Director General of Education in Musandam organized the first Media and Law Forum to raise awareness in technological fields. The forum featured the presentation of working papers that discussed legal risks, digital skills, and safe and effective publishing methods in an evolving media environment. The forum shed light on legal aspects related to using social media means, photography skills, along with focusing on electronic crimes. A regional insurance seminar wrapped up in Muscat, bringing together experts and regulators to discuss the future of the industry. The event, held in partnership between Oman and Morocco, focused on innovation, digitalization, and regional cooperation. More details in the following report.
The Regional Insurance Seminar held in Muscat is a joint initiative between the Sultanate of Oman and the Kingdom of Morocco, concluded after a series of insightful and high-level discussions with experts and regulators from across the region.
Our main objective is to share knowledge about the best practices in the insurance industry, reinforce our commitment to the international standard, and highlighting the opportunity and challenge that we are facing, finding the best approach for promoting the innovation and digitalization among insurance companies in the Sultanate.
The seminar served as a platform to exchange best practices, strengthen alignment with the international standards, and explore forward-looking strategies in innovation and digitization within the insurance sector.
One of the most important sessions in this seminar explore how innovation and technology are transforming insurance in the MENA region. It highlights how digital solutions like AI and blockchain improve efficiency and access, the role of insurtech startups, and the importance of cybersecurity in building trust in insurance markets.
During the seminar, the discussion focused on key strategic topics, most notably the expansion of insurance coverage and the promotion of insurance inclusion, with an emphasis on the need to develop targeted solutions for an insured population, including low-income groups and small enterprise. The discussion also touched on the importance of leveraging digitalization and artificial intelligence to improve insurance products, simplify procedure, and broaden the base of beneficiaries.
Jointly organized by Oman's Capital Market Authority and Morocco's Insurance and Social Security Supervisory Authority, the event also tackled the key topics such as the implementation of IFRS 17, the rise of digital insurance platforms, and sustainable insurance models.
Regional discussions like this seminar are essential for supervisors to share experiences, deepen understanding, and they're very valuable for the IIS to get a better insight into the topics and challenges that supervisors in the regions face. I hope that participants have found the discussions as rich as I have.
The sessions reinforced a strong regional commitment to collaboration aiming to shape a more resilient, efficient and customer-centric insurance industry for the future.
The Sultanate of Oman joins the world in celebrating World Veterinary Day in appreciation of the noble profession and its role in serving society and achieving food security. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources held a celebration in North Sharqiya Governorate to mark this occasion. The ceremony included a session on economic aspects of veterinary field and clinical training the students. In collaboration with Germany's Gaza Research Library, the University of Nizwa inaugurated the Arab world's first exhibition dedicated to Eastern manuscripts. Here is more in this report.
Manuscripts are often seen as bridges, connecting civilizations and linking past to future. In partnership with the Goethe Research Library in Germany, the University of Nizwa opened the Arab world's first exhibition of Eastern manuscripts. Titled Manuscript Culture from Nizwa to Goethe, Approaches Between Past and Present, the event began with scholarly sessions that explored how these manuscripts had been preserved and studied across different historical contexts.
At the University of Nizwa, we try to build up a new approach or a new mode of research that bring the efforts and that promise the study of manuscripts within the field itself. So for us, it's a very rare opportunity to know what is done in the field abroad, precisely at the at the Library of Goethe, and to benefit from this and to acquire more knowledge and more acquaintance with the researchers in the field and to bring up new approaches.
The exhibition featured ancient Arabic and Islamic manuscripts, some more than 12 centuries old, and highlighted their intellectual, cultural and scientific value. Through carefully curated displays, visitors were offered deeper insights into the written legacy of the East and its lasting influence on global knowledge.
It's the first exhibition of our Oriental manuscripts in the Arab world, and we are very delighted about this cooperation, that Oman is the first country we can present our manuscripts, and especially for researchers is necessary in a global connected digital world that we have access to our manuscripts and that we digitize them, that we bring together our manuscripts of Arabic manuscripts of the global world, and researchers of Oman could have access to our manuscripts in Germany, in Europe, and for this it's necessary to have discussions about how we do connect them.
More than a display of rare texts, the exhibition served as a platform for cross-cultural dialogue. It reflected a growing academic partnership that connected the heritage of manuscripts with contemporary international research, turning historical preservation into a shared pursuit of understanding. These manuscripts speak across centuries, preserved and reintroduced with the pulse of the present, as timeless sources of knowledge and identity. Reporting from the University of Nizwa, this is Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Al-Dakhiliya, Governorate.
The National Museum launched the film Mudira, which tells the story of Saad al-Mudaffar as she establishes a private school that integrates Omani and Japanese cultures. The launch ceremony also included the opening of the Omani-Japanese Relations Corner in the Oman and the World Hall. Meanwhile, the documentary series, A Story from Oman, plays a significant role as a national initiative to document the contributions of foreign personalities as well as the deep cultural aspects. It is worth noting that such events contribute in enhancing the good relations between the Sultanate of Oman and Japan. The launch ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Engineer Salim bin Nasser Al-Aufi, Minister of Energy and Minerals. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Several are killed and wounded in a series of Israeli raids on the areas in the Gaza Strip as the occupation army intends to demolish homes in 2 camps in the West Bank amid international appeals and calls for help. And Washington and Kyiv sign an agreement to exploit minerals, oil and gas in Ukraine, and the Ukrainian president welcomes the agreement. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night, and we hope you have an enjoyable weekend.